What's up? What's up? Wally Carmichael here with APMasteryCoach.com. That's abundance and prosperity. I combine abundance, my mindset, my leadership in the abundance mindset arena with my skills in business and marketing strategies. So check this out. In one of the many Facebook groups that I participate in, learn a lot from, add some value to as much as I can. Somebody posted that he believes that self-reflection is the greatest obstacle for success, and I totally disagree with that. Self-reflection is it's important. It's got a place, specifically in the abundance mindset. You got to sit back once in a while and take inventory of who you are as a person, because who you are as a person in business translates who you are as a person in your personal life, and vice versa. There's no doubt in that. I see it all the time. People, they try to act one way when they get to work, when they get to the shop, when they get in front of a client, but they're completely different otherwise. And I, for one, just think it's a bunch of crap. I think you should act the same way at business, at work, as you do in person now. You got to watch your P's and Q's when you're at work, but I'm getting off track a little bit. So what is? If self-reflection is not the greatest obstacle to success, and this can be in business or anything, your relationships, whatever, then what is, if that's not the case? Well, after my well over 200 conversations with very successful people of all walks of life, I'm talking very accomplished authors, business owners, you name it, just all kinds of people. The number one question, one of the questions that I ask on my podcast, and by the way, this isn't just for my show. I have conversations with clients. I have conversations in my masterminds about this. And when I ask the question, what holds most people back from living a life of true abundance, on my podcast, Men of Abundance, if you're not subscribed, go ahead and subscribe, because we have some amazing conversations in there in the past and coming up. But I ask that question of every one of my guests: what holds most people back from living a life of true abundance, of success in their life? And the top answer in various forms comes down to fear. Fear. And the fear comes from, really, not necessarily the fear of failure, because as I tell people all the time, if you're afraid of that you're going to fail, well, let me fix that for you right now. Let me go ahead and ease your mind on if you're going to fail or not. You are. You're absolutely going to fail. There are going to be failures. There's going to be successes along your journey, but there are going to be failures along your journey as well. Expect it. Be prepared to accept the failure and learn from it. Jot it down, write it down in your journal, and move on. Don't keep it in your head. Failures have to be written down in your journal, just like success. Failures absolutely must get out of your head onto paper so that you can reflect on it later if you care to, or go back to it and say, I want to make sure I don't do that again. It didn't work that way. Let me do it this way now. Got it? Okay, so fear is one. The next one is the biggest one: action. Some of you are taking action, but here's what you're doing. You're sitting on Facebook, or you're sitting in social media, and you're having conversations with people that are completely inconsequential to your journey, to your needs in your business and your success. That's not taking action. That's not action. I tell people all the time, one of the greatest things that I finally pulled the trigger on is to publish a book. And that doesn't mean that you have to write every bit of the book. Let me share a secret with you that a lot of people don't really talk about a whole lot. I keep moving because I just got done with my workout and my arms are kind of tired. But many very successful people out there, the Gary Vaynerchuks of the world, many people that you emulate, you look up to in business, even Donald Trump. It goes on and on. Wow, big old check it. Oh man, I gotta turn this around. Look at this that just jumped up here. I love this. Florida's got so many critters, man. I can't zoom in on it. Anyway, there's a hawk sitting up there on the top. I don't know if you can see it. Anyway, little intermission there. Their books are ghostwritten. They didn't write their books. They provided some of the content. Many. I'm talking many top success. They're too busy to sit down and write a book. They're there. They will dictate to people. They will share their thoughts. And there are so many services out there. I can introduce you to a couple folks who will ghostwrite a book for you. You give them the premise of the information. You give them enough content, and they will write the book, and then you review it and put it into your own words if it's not already there, because they do a really good job of capturing who you are, and they will write the book for you. And that is extremely important for a business, to write a book and show that you are the expert in that industry. Just like my book that just came out, No BS Business Breakthrough. My other book, I just got the cover, revising the cover right now, how to finally live a life of abundance and prosperity. 10 mindset and business strategies, 10 missing, what did I put? I think I put 10 missing mindset and business strategies. It's my next book that's going to be out within the next month. And then I have another book following right behind that. Now that third book is pretty much all me. That's one I've been writing for a long time. But I wanted to get these other books out quickly. So the first one was in very large aspect ghostwritten. A lot of the content is part of a course that I took. And the second book is much more myself and some of the other book, some of the strategies, a lot more on goal setting, a lot more on mindset. But the third book is really just about for anybody. It's not business related, it's business and personal related. I got to wipe the sweat out of my eyes. But listen, guys, two of the biggest obstacles to success are fear, and it's usually fear of what other people are I got to get back to that. I got off track. Fear, but not just the fear of failing, but the fear of what other people are going to think of you and going to say about you when you fail. Don't worry about what other people are going to think. Other people's opinions of you are their limitations on themselves. That's all it is. They tried something, they failed at it, therefore they feel nobody else can do it, especially you. Because they don't want to see you succeed where they didn't. That's a painful thing for somebody to deal with. So fear, but it usually boils down to fear. What are you really fearful of? Well, I'm fearful that my mom's going to say, I told you so. My Uncle Benny's going to say, you know, I told you not to do that. I told you I tried it and it's not going to work. I failed. So you're going to fail as well because you're from the same bloodline. It's a bunch of bullshit. All right? Don't listen to that crap and don't even worry about it. Okay, get in masterminds, get into podcasts like Men of Abundance, get into books, and get around people who are going to encourage you. The other part is action. Take the right action. I just mentioned one, writing a book, but there are many others. Get on podcasts to talk about your story. You've got a story. People love to buy and work with businesses that have a story behind them. Figure out what your story is. If you can't figure out what your story is, get in contact with me, or better yet, go to apmasterycoach.com, get on the mailing list, and I'm going to share some information with you about my e-learning platform, where one of the very first lessons that you're going to learn, the very first lesson you're going to learn is how to tell your story, how to figure out what your market dominating position is, and your unique selling point is. And part of that has to do with your story, how to tell your story about yourself, your business, your product, your service. Until you have that down, I don't care what business you're in, until you figure out what your market dominating position is and your unique selling point and your story, until you have that, nothing else matters. You can't market because your marketing is weak. You can't market without that. You have to be different than your competitors. You have to have a unique selling point over your competitors. I don't care if you're a moving company. I don't care if you're a chiropractor, a plumber, a fence contractor, a contractor, and a general contractor. I don't care what it is. You have to have a unique selling point, and I can help you do that in the e-learning platform. So go to apmasterycoach.com and get on the mailing list. Get a hold of those videos that I provide there for you. I'm not just going to get your email. I'm going to provide you a lot of content and a lot of value for that. And then let's talk about how I can work with you, or you can get into my e-learning program and do it yourself. Or if you want to work with me one-on-one, then we'll have that conversation as well. I'd love to work with you. Well, I'll evaluate your business and see where you're at financially. We'll talk about how to work that out later. All right, guys, I got to get going. Enjoy this beautiful view. Done with my workout. Got to go make some phone calls myself. Take action, guys. Get over the, don't get over the fear. Use the fear, focus the fear, turn it into something that will make you take action. Get it on the calendar and take action. Get in contact with me if you need any help. I'm out.